Welcome back to race 5 of our Cheltenham Early Bird show on the Champ.ie channel. Festival Novice Chase, which used to be the RSA, is race 5. We're going to preview. It's over 3 miles. It's a grade 1, and here are the 5 key stats. 13 of the last 14 winners were aged 7 or 8. That's the type of profile you have to have. No winner since 2002 made their chase debut over 3 miles. Alarm bells for the big breakaway, Mike Vince. 8 of the last 9 winners were rated 143 or higher over hurdles. This century, only Champ won after falling last time, and 17 of the last 18 had placed in a grade 2 chase. Show of betting for what used to be the RSA. 15 to 8, Monkfish. Envoy Allen won't go for the race. He's an 8 to 1 chance. The latest exhibition is 8 to 1. Royal Pagil 8 to 1. Potentially has the option. National Hunt Chase and Gold Cup also options for him. The big breakaway 12 to 1. Next destination. A winner up at Warwick is a 14 to 1 chance. Pencil full of lead 16 to 1 is 20 to 1. And the rest in here. Looking at the shape of this race, Monkfish looks the real deal, doesn't he, Davy?
Yeah, unfortunately. Obviously I'm a big latest exhibition fan. Good friends with Paul and James Nolan. So Monkfish was heartbreak last year. I was standing down at the last hurdle, and like Mike mentioned earlier, people always knock the Albert Bartlett, but by God, that was some race last year. The two of them and Fury. We rolled down to the last, and 3 very good horses. Monkfish just looks exceptional. Very good performance in his beginners in Fairy House, and then he beat latest exhibition in Leopardstown in the grade 1 at Christmas. I'm not big into times or anything, with same ground, same track, and was faster time than the Savills chase was. And geez, them 2 horses went some gallop from the second last home. I think latest exhibition can get closer. He was only beaten net last year in the Albert Bartlett. It's only one the difference of one good jump, but he does need better ground to improve and to get closer to Monkfish. But he's going to be very difficult to beat. I don't think Venetia Williams' horse will run here just because of the owners. Rich Ritchie will probably want to go elsewhere, whether he gambles at the Gold Cup, or I think he's tailor made for the National Hunt Chase. Next destination was good the last day. But yeah, I think it's going to be between these two again, Monkfish and latest exhibition, and hopefully the ground comes up good side of soft, and latest exhibition can definitely get closer, but it's going to be very hard to reverse the form.
All the stats look against the big breakaway. You know, he's clearly talented. His jumping would want to improve, I felt, and I think he could be a better horse next year. Royal Pagil, Davy, as you said, I think he's likely to line up somewhere else, and being quite honest with you, I'm not sure how strong the Peter Marsh was, and I wouldn't be keen to take him on any of the rest, to be honest with you. I think soft ground seems to be the key. Next destination, would he be potentially the best of the British, Ronan?
Potentially, Barry. Yeah, I think he did it nicely there at Warwick the last day in what was kind of a tactical race. Got the better of Fiddler on the Roof, but everyone seems to be able to beat Fiddler on the Roof, so I'm not quite sure how strong that form is. Royal Pagil is the interesting one out of the Brits, I'd say. It's just he probably won't run here when Rich and Susanna Ritchie have the favourite already in Monkfish, and he's in the Gold Cup, and he's in the Marsh, and he's in the National Hunt Chase as well. So you'd imagine that they'd look for another option, but he's probably, if he did run here, it's interesting to see the discrepancy odds. He's only 3 to 1 with non-runner, no bet, so that'll tell you that he's right up there with Monkfish if he did run, and it would. If you just analyse the horse on his own merits, this would be the race for him at 3 miles. Would suit him down to the ground rather than going up against his elders in the Gold Cup. But we'll see what happens there. Look, Monkfish and latest exhibition is I guess I was like Davy there. I was willing on latest exhibition in the Albert Bartlett last season. There's not much between them, you know. The good ground would possibly suit the latest exhibition more so. But I just know what Patrick Mullins was talking about Monkfish at the start of the season, and he was saying how happy he was that Monkfish was able to kind of go through the gap there and really fight his way through, that he kind of learned how to race properly. You know, he kind of put his head down for the first time and really went through the gap, and you're starting to see signs of that this season. Interesting the point Davey made that it was actually faster than the Savills, which was obviously on a different day, but that was significant because they went quite fast in the Savills as well. So I think that Irish form is probably head and shoulders above of what the Brits have done. But the horse I would come down on, Barry, that I'd be very interested in if it was soft ground is Pencil Full of Lead for Gordon. He beat the latest exhibition quite well at Punchestown over 2-6, and then went down to Limerick and only just failed to beat Colreevy, given her a mare's allowance and going down to 2 miles 3 furlongs. So I think back up at 3 miles, and if it got soft ground, remember it was soft ground for this race last season, I'd give Pencil Full of Lead a huge chance, just on the line through latest exhibition who he beat, and latest exhibition is obviously quite closely matched with Monkfish. So that would be my play in the race, but a huge caveat is the ground. I was talking to Gordon this morning, and the big thing he mentioned with Pencil Full of Lead is the ground. So he needs to have it soft, but I think he's been turned inside out as a chaser this season, having not been that great over hurdles last season. So around 16s, I'll be probably waiting for closer to the time and he goes through the race. But if I knew that it was going to be soft ground, I'd definitely be backing him.
And here's the key question, lads, the one that everyone has been waiting for on this preview. You had to have one selection. You had to pick one or the other, and you were given 10-1 Envoy Allen or 12-1 Monkfish for the 2022 Gold Cup. Davy Boland, I'm going to throw this one at you. You had to, your life depends on it. You have to pick one or the other. And you're getting 10-1 Envoy Allen or 12-1 Monkfish. Who are you picking?
Monkfish.
I fully agree. I think he's the most exciting horse in training, Davy.
I just think over the trip. I think over the Gold Cup trip. Don't get me wrong. Envoy Allen's incredible. It's the best thing that's happened to National Hunter Race in the last couple of years, but I'm not so sure about the 3 mile to an extended. I just think Monkfish, I'd say, would go all day, and Envoy Allen, I'd say, I'm not saying that he won't, but sure, look, it's a long time away. But if you were to give me the two of them, I'd take Monkfish.
I was just thinking maybe Monkfish might be a bigger price on the day. Wouldn't be a bet for me at the moment. I have taken bigger prices about Monkfish, but I just think it's hard to pick holes in him. And you know, his pace, stamina, scope, and he's a proven battler, and he's won at the course. You know, he battled well, and that's what I loved about him last year in the Albert Park is the way he battled from the last to the line. Really went through, and it was probably the strongest race at the Cheltenham Festival last year. And the only question mark I'd have, and I might get your opinion on this again, Davey, is the ground. I mean, he hasn't won on good ground. He's come from the point-to-point scene. Would it be a slight worry if he came up to go to soft? The soft in the Albert Park, you know?
Yeah, it was soft, but Jesus, English soft to our soft is different now. It wasn't that bad. No, it won't be an issue.
So, selection for you, Davey?
My heart is latest exhibition, but Fish.
Ronan Groome?
I'd be happy to back Pencil Full of Lead if when we kind of get closer to the race. Once I knew there was going to be soft ground, and I'd happily take a shorter price than what he is now. I don't think it's worth backing him now when you don't know, one, whether it'll get soft ground, and two, whether he'll definitely end up here with, you know, we're just still a bit far out. So I'd happily wait and see what the story is with the ground, and if he was to turn up here, I'd back him on soft ground, maybe around 7 or 8-1.
I just think it's hard to oppose Monkfish, but I will wait till closer to time. He might get a better price on the day than 2-1, which is the best price currently available.